This video is one I've had a lot of requests for. It's not going to be that long, but it builds upon one of my more popular tutorials here, and that is involving how to queue and control the Allen Heath dLive from within QLab using MIDI over TCP/IP. The mix rack of the dLive accepts MIDI over a network using TCP/IP on port 51325. MIDI messages get mapped to the control surface functions like scene, recalls, levels, etc. But there is a catch. It's channel sensitive, which means you must use the correct MIDI channel that matches your mix rack settings. This value is generally going to be defaulted to between 12 and 16. For the MIDI channel number, that usually corresponds to the MIDI channel value in the QLab sending software. So you need to know what that number is. When you tell the dLive to recall a scene from QLab, it takes a two-step approach. The first message sends a dummy wake-up message in the form of a control change. Then the second part of the queue follows up with a program change, which actually recalls the scene. It's important to note that the program change message is limited to a range of 0 to 127. So the dLive interprets program 0 as scene 1, program 1 as scene 2, and so forth. Always remember to use the same channel as your console's default MIDI value for both queues. Where this confuses many is if you look up the dLive custom MIDI protocol, you'll see that there are lots of control variations and capabilities, but instead of using MIDI messages, the protocol shows how to send hex-encoded strings representing MIDI SysEx style messages. Here is why a single string in QLab doesn't work for properly controlling the dLive when it comes to scenes. QLab can't natively send a SysEx message over TCP/IP the way dLive expects. It simply lacks the low-level byte control. dLive expects properly packed binary MIDI data, which can get misinterpreted if sent as long ASC2 strings. So for QLab, it's more reliable to stick to standard MIDI voice messages, control change and program change, unless using custom scripts or middleware. So how do you convert the dLive protocol into MIDI messages? This is how. Let's say you want to mute input channel 1. From the dLive MIDI protocol, we know that these two strings mute and unmute channel 1. If we break that down, B0 is MIDI channel 1, a control change. That would eventually become BC for channel 13, BD for channel 14. The 6362 is parameter select. Non-registered parameter numbers are formatted and transmitted via MIDI using two 7-bit values, MSB, the most significant byte, and LSB, the least significant byte. Together, the MSB and LSB form a 14-bit value which identifies a specific parameter. NRPNs are a type of MIDI message used to control device-specific parameters beyond the standard MIDI control change, or CC, messages. They are helpful when requiring fine control over more parameters than the 128 control change messages allow. Looking back at our example, 0, 5, and 10 are the data entry MSB, LSB values. 7F equals value 127, and that's mute on. 0, 0 equals value 0, and that is mute off. So to do this in QLab and mute channel 1 on MIDI channel 12 as set by the mix rack, you add a new MIDI command. Assuming your MIDI patch 1 is your MIDI control 1 device, you'll want to send a MIDI voice message with the command note on. Set 12 as the channel value, 0 for the note number, and 127 for the velocity to enable mute on. This mutes channel 1. To unmute, simply make the velocity value 63 or less. To control input channel 2, simply adjust the note number value to be 1. Now, here's the best part. I've made a chart with all of these values for you, and you can find it on my website at theavcoach.com. It's also linked in the description below. Hopefully this helps demystify working with MIDI over TCP/IP for the Allen Heath dLive. Don't be surprised if similar principles described here also work on other Allen and Heath mixing consoles.